Hey guys, welcome back to another video on this weird and wonderful AI channel. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can deploy and use my model manager that is now packaged with the ComfyUI notebook. This was previously done inside the ComfyUI notebook. Now I have developed a custom app that allows you to easily deploy and manage the various different models. So let's get started. Here I have uploaded the model manager notebook along with ComfyUI. So this is the ComfyUI notebook version 3, and here we have the install script, and we have the installation method 1, running method 1, and if you've stopped the notebook and you want to launch it again, you can refresh your RunPod notebook. So this is when you stop the notebook, not using persistent hard drives. But if you are using persistent hard drives, then I suggest you use method number 2. It will install everything that you need on your storage, and then you can simply run this using method number 2. Down below, we used to have the models. These are no longer there. Now you just have the utilities as per before. These utilities are same as previously. The models are now in this model manager. Pretty straightforward. Two steps to do. One to install the app and the dependencies, and the second one is to run and launch the app. So what I'm going to do is I have restarted my notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this. Yes, that's okay. And I'm going to refresh my pod because I had stopped it before. So let me run that in the meantime. This will do its thing, and then we can launch the ComfyUI interface. Now, in the meantime, let me show you what I do here. This is another notebook, so you can run them in parallel, which is great. So run this first step, which will download and install the application and its dependencies, as you can see. Once that's finished, we will run this file. What's happened here is when it's downloaded this, it's installed the model manager here in your workspace. So now we're just going to launch it. So let's do that. There we go. And this runs on port 9999, which means on your RunPod. Let me bring up the pod interface here. Now on the RunPod here, which I'm running, I have this here. Let's go to edit pod, and this is where I have added that port. So when you start your RunPod, make sure you add port 9999 and also 8188 for ComfyUI, and you can do that through the edit option in the pod. So once that's done, it will have those ports available and you can launch those applications. So now that the app is running, I can launch this interface. I'm not sure why this is not refreshing today, but it's not the case. So we should be able to access the app. Here we go, the model manager. Now the model manager gets each set of configurations of the various different models from a hosted file, and it will download that every time you launch it. That means any new models that are released, I'll be able to upload those into that file, and the configurations are defined there. And then you will have all the latest models here. So you can see we've got Flux, we've got Chroma, V50. I have just added ByteDance USO, which is something new I haven't experimented with yet. But this is all the different models that and the different configs. So you've got the FP8 versions of WAN 2.2 and FP16 version as well. So the various different configs, all of them are ready to go. So all you have to do is go to the one you want, and these are alphabetically sorted. So just for argument's sake, I'm going to download Stable Diffusion just to show you how that works. Now the model tells us that this is going to download these two files into the directories. Now, if you need Hugging Face token because you're downloading Flux, you'll need to enter your Hugging Face token here, and it will be required in that case. Now that I've selected my config, it's automatically defaulting to where typically ComfyUI is installed. Now, if it's different in your case, you can modify this path, but this is the default on RunPod. So this is where ComfyUI is installed using my notebook. And now I can download the models. Click download, and here it's going to start downloading the 2 files, and you'll get real-time preview of what's happening. While that's happening, we cannot do anything else. We also see the various different folders in the models directly, and I can basically browse through them. So if I go to diffusion models, I can see my previously downloaded diffusion models here and how much space they are taking. For example, Quinn image edit is 19 gigs, image generation FP8 is 19, and WAN high and low models are also there. So this lets you kind of browse those folders. Now we'll wait for this to finish, and then I'll show you what else you can do here. There we go. The models are downloaded. So the VA is here. We can see the SD 1.5 VAE, and then in the checkpoints we should see the Stable Diffusion 1.5 model. So that allows me to download, but then also I can check status, and it checks if these files required in this configuration are already installed. So these exist. And now if I want to free up some space, I can delete the model. Click delete. It'll ask me to be sure. Yes. Click, and it's going to delete the 2 files successfully. Right. So now no longer those VAE or the checkpoint is no longer there. Everything has been cleared out. So that's how you can use the model. You can see the model info as well, but that pops up automatically when you change any of these. So for example, if I want to look at Flux Chanel, and here it is highlighting that you need to provide the Hugging Face token. So here I need to enter my Hugging Face token before the download will work. Of course, if I'm using FP8, which is hosted in a different place, you don't need the Hugging Face token because you don't need to accept those terms there. So that's essentially it. This model manager will let me download any model and install them. So for example, I want to try this out. So I'm going to start downloading these. Let me just check how much space I have. 77%. So that should be fine to download these. Let's download these models, and here we go. It's going to download FluxDev, FP8, and then the other necessary files as defined in this config for ByteDance USO. And then essentially, once those things are downloaded, those ComfyUI can be run and you can access your models. So looks like this has finished. I'm just going to grab the command here. And run it in my prompt. Here we go. ComfyUI is up and running. So if I go back here, I can launch this interface, which should open up ComfyUI. Here we go. There we are. Now I do know that this version may not be up to date, so I will run a ComfyUI update. So I'll just update all, and I can basically play around with the ByteDance USO. But just to show you that model is there, actually it won't be there because I need to update. You can see FluxDev has been downloaded, or it is almost finished. So we can see the file, and then the LoRa is coming through as well. So yeah, all the necessary files that are required are being downloaded. And then once I update, I can do that. But anyway, that's a different thing. So the model manager, yes, it lets you download those models quite easily. It cleans up this original notebook, which was starting to be quite big with all the different model download options built in there. So now it's a lot less heavy. It's more lean, focused to just deploy and install ComfyUI, and you can use my model manager to run and download the different models, and I'll keep adding those as and when required. Now, before I go, if you've already purchased my RunPod notebook, this one here, you can simply head back to the Ko-fi page and download the latest version. Version 3 has the updated installer notebook as well as the model manager packaged together. So head over to my Ko-fi page and download that. If you got any questions, have a look at this blog post. If you've got any issues, check out the Discord server and post any issues that you might have come across. Thanks again for watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.